Welcome everyone to our Wednesday Shelter Animal Reiki Association session. And today we have a really great session with Dr. Cara Gubbins. Dr. Cara Gubbins, as many of you know, is a professional animal communicator and the best-selling author of over a dozen books, including Animal Chakras. And she's going to be coming back to talk to us about animal chakras, which is going to be so great. Divine Beings, the Confident Animal Communicator, and the Abundant Animal Communicator. And she already talked to us about that book. Now we have her back to talk to us about tapping. She's also, I just want to mention this really fast, and then I'm not going to say anything more because I want you to have as much time as possible with her, is she's also the founder of Animal Communication, a Communicator Academy. Animal Communicator Academy. Now, this is a 10 module program that walks you through your complete transformation from aspiring to successful animal communicator. I really encourage you, if you are into animal communication or you're interested in animal communication, please check that out. And Dr. Cara is an amazing mentor and an amazing teacher. So, without further ado, I am going to turn it over to you, Dr. Cara.
Thanks, Leah. Thanks, everybody. It's so fun to see. I see so many animal communicators that I recognize. Hi, guys. And I see so many animal Reiki people now that I recognize because I've been joining this community a bunch of times. So it's really sweet to get to know everybody and get to see you all. And thanks for coming
Yes.
out. I'm super excited about being invited to introduce EFT tapping to you all today if it's new to you, or maybe just give you a different perspective if you've already tried EFT for yourself or you're using it regularly. I feel like it is my number one go-to tool whenever anything happens that is not super fucking awesome. I tap. So I want to give you a direct, rather than like tell you about it, I want to give you a direct experience. So if you are able to, we do have a worksheet for today, and it's the worksheet that I use for my monthly tapping circle. So yay, Michelle has it. Awesome. And you printed it out and everything. Olive has it. Awesome. Awesome. My printer broke, so I don't have one to show you to hold up, but I will walk you through it. If you don't have one, no worries. If you don't have a worksheet printed out, I believe, Leah, you put that in the chat, right? If somebody wants it, they can click on that and download it and print it out. And if you don't want to do that, I would just say save some space at the top of the page. We're going to rate ourselves. I'm just going to say that we're going to rate ourselves 4 times during this process. So just leave 4 little line blank spaces to fill in as we go along, and then you can just fill in on the rest of your blank page or whatever as we go. So the way that we're going to do this today is we're going to start with an affirmation, and this affirmation is kind of an ideal, right? It's what we're working towards. And it's going to not be most of our reality 100%, which is what we want. We want to find those little places where this does not ring true for us, and we're going to write those down. Can you just go like this if I'm making sense so far? Okay. So we're going to start with that affirmation. I'm going to have you rate it on a scale from 0 to 10 for how true that feels for you. And the goal is not to get a 10, right? The goal is to get information. So just give that a rating. And then we're
Can
going
you
to,
can you repeat that, Dr. Cara? Can you repeat that
yeah.
affirmation one more
So
time?
I'm in a minute, I'm going to give you this
Okay.
affirmation.
Okay.
When I give you that affirmation, you're going to rate how true that feels for you right now
Oh boy.
on a scale from 0 to 10. We're going to then go a little bit deeper into what else comes up in that zone where maybe you're a 6. So what would get you to a 7? What's in the way of getting to a 10? We're going to find all of your objections to why this isn't true for you 100% right now. And we're going to do a little exploration there. And then we're going to do our tapping. So we are going to tap on these very specific acupressure points just on our body, and we're going to go through the same ones over and over again, and I will talk about them more in a minute. I'm just trying to give you the big picture overview right now. And we're going to shift our nervous system around this affirmation by doing this. I'll explain more later. I want you to experience it first, and then we're going to rate ourselves again. And then we're on the same affirmation. And then we're going to go into a guided meditation to take that nervous system feeling of this could be true for me even deeper. And then we're going to rate ourselves again, because I want you to have, even if it's subjective, I want you to have a way to track how all of these tools are working within your body and your nervous system and how they work together, because this is a very particular order that we're doing things in. And then our next piece after the guided meditation, and we rate that affirmation again, is going to be some gratitude. And we'll talk more about the gratitude when we get there. And then we're going to do our fourth and final rating of that affirmation. So that's where those 4 blanks are going to get filled in throughout the whole. It's going to probably take us about 45 minutes to go through this whole process. I'm going to give you a taste of each piece so you can really feel it in your body. And then we will have time for more reflection. We'll have time for sharing. But I feel like once we get in the zone, it's really good to just stay there and not have too much discussion, because the magic is happening under the hood. So before I share the affirmation today with you, I want to make sure everybody understands what we're going to do and see if there are any questions. Does anybody have any questions? And if you do, you can just put it in the chat or unmute or whatever. I'm not seeing. Nope, no questions? Okay. All right, so here we go. Our affirmation for today is, I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. And you might want to just write that down at the top of your page. And then I'm not 100% sure everybody in this group does Reiki. So if you don't, please fill in with, I am a confident whatever you are, an animal communicator. I'm a confident parent. I'm a confident dog parent, whatever, cat parent, whatever you are. Go ahead and put that as your affirmation. You can totally personalize this. It'll all still work. So once you've written that down, you could try saying it out loud, see how it feels. And then I want you to give it that first number, 0 to 10. How true is this? 10 is 100% true. Nothing could make me more confident as an animal Reiki practitioner. And 0 is, this is a pipe dream. It's never going to work. Do you guys remember Saturday morning cartoons, Schlep Rock? It'll never work. And he had like the little cloud in the rain coming down. If you're Schlep Rock, then put a 0. But I'm thinking he's never going to change. He's probably still 50 years later. Woe is me. Okay, so we've got our affirmation, we've got our first rating, and if you have the worksheet, there is a place to put your objections. What are your objections? Why are you not a 10? So take a moment to write down that, or this may be a place to write down, I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner, except for in this situation. Yeah, I can do this, but. So we're looking for these little things, these little thoughts that come up. And Denise is asking, is that in the preparing for EFT section 2? Yes, yes, it is. So if you're working on the worksheet and you've gotten a few objections, a few yeah buts, a few except fors, I want you to turn your sheet over. If you're just working on your own blank piece of paper, you can do this on the same side. But we're going to just take a moment to go deeper into what is our experience when we go, I'm not that, right? So I want you to create a section for what it feels like physically. When you say, I'm a confident animal Reiki practitioner, maybe your throat clenches, maybe you get a knot in your stomach, maybe your shoulders tighten up. What does it feel like for you to say or think about that affirmation? What happens in your physical body? And just jot down 1, 2, 3, a few things, whatever you notice. And as you do that, you can also rate those about how intense they are. We're going to use the same scale, 0 to 10. And this time, our 10 means this is really terrible. This is really bothering me. And 0 is this doesn't bother me at all. So we're still using that subjective 0 to 10. And if you've written down 2 or 3 physical sensations and you've rated them with a number, then I want you to move on to your thoughts. What are your thoughts about this? If only I was this, I could be a confident animal Reiki practitioner. If I was older, if I was younger, if I was more beautiful, I don't know, does that make you a better Reiki practitioner? Whatever it is, it's not going to be logical, right? What are your thoughts? I can't do this. Other people can do this. This isn't possible for me. What are you unconsciously saying to yourself about being a confident animal Reiki practitioner? And again, once you write something down, give it a number on a scale of 0 to 10. And these numbers are a snapshot. They're just like right now. How is that feeling right now? How intense is that in this moment? And if you have a few thoughts that you've recognized, yay, that's awesome. And those thoughts may also be triggering emotions. So, are there any emotions that get triggered when you say this affirmation? I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. Or when you think these thoughts, when you think, well, other people can do it, but I can't, do you feel defeated? Do you feel sad? Do you feel embarrassed? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel angry? What are the emotions that are connected to this affirmation and your experience with it right now? Write those down. Again, rate them on a scale of 0 to 10. And then when you feel like that's complete and you've got, 2 or 3 things in each of those 3 categories, and Karen's asking for a little more time. Yeah, take all the time you want. Keep going. So we're going to come back to this, but I want to make sure that you've identified like those top ones. So physical, mental, and emotional. And maybe have, 1 or 2 in each one. It's not, you don't get extra points for having more. It's okay to have just a couple or just one, whatever you've come up with is great. but just give them a number for how intense that feels right now. How sad are you? How frustrated are you about this? And I'm just pausing because Karen asked for more time, so I want to give her time. But Karen, I'm going to invite you to keep writing. If you have more, keep going because I'm going to move us along. We're going to start tapping in just a moment. Whenever I do any energy work, any healing work, I always like to set a grounding cord first. So if you have a grounding cord in your practice and you have a way that you like to do it, I want to invite you to go ahead and do that. For those of you who don't, or for those of you who just want to try my way of doing it, I'm going to walk us through that. And then we're going to start doing the tapping and I'll explain as we go along. So if you're in a place where you can do this, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And gently bring your awareness to your first chakra at the base of your torso. And from here, imagine a beam of light energy moving straight down out of your body through the chair that you're sitting on. Through the floor beneath the chair. Through the foundation of your building. Into the earth below. And down through all the layers of the planet. And keep following that beam of light energy. You might see it, you might feel it, you might know it's there, you might hear it moving through the earth, but keep following it until it reaches the very center of the planet. And once it gets to the middle of the planet, either find or create a way to anchor it right there in the middle of the earth. And then once that's complete, just bring your awareness back up to your heart center. When you feel ready, go ahead and open your eyes. And we're going to start tapping. So most EFT tapping starts with a setup phrase. The reason we do a setup phrase is because whatever our negative or bad habit is, there's a positive side to it. There's a benefit, there's a payoff. And sometimes we don't want to let go of that bad habit because we're really attached to that payoff. So what this first setup phrase does, we're going to do it 3 times, it helps with that psychological reversal. It helps us mentally get ready to let go of whatever we've connected together, this bad habit with this good thing, right? Is that making sense? Yeah? Okay. So we do that on the side of the hand, the karate chop point, it's called. And if you're in a place where you can say words out loud, repeat after me out loud. And if you're not, just repeat in your head, even though I doubt my Reiki abilities, I acknowledge I have these doubts. And you can stay on the same hand or switch to the other one. It's all good. Even though part of me questions if I have what it takes, I choose to honor where I am right now. Even though I'm unsure if this is truly possible for me, I'm open to the possibility that I can learn and grow into this. So we've done some psychological heavy lifting there. We can talk more about that in the discussion if you want. But we're going to just start tapping on all of the points, all these doubts. And you can repeat after me out loud. To the side of the eye, all these worries. Right underneath the eye on the cheekbone, all these fears. Under the nose, I worry that I'm not good enough. To the chin, I worry that my energy isn't strong enough. To the collarbone point, right? So like there's the little notch right on the other side of those bones. And sometimes I feel really self-conscious when I'm doing Reiki. Our next point is on the side of the ribs, and I'm going to see if I can get, so you can see, I'm just taking my arm and swinging it like a scarecrow. Wherever it hits on your ribs is totally fine. I'm just not experienced enough. And then we're going to tap our wrists together. I don't even know if the animal's connecting with me. Top of the head, all over the head. I don't think the animals want me there at all. All this worry, all this doubt. I'm questioning myself, questioning my abilities, questioning my calling. I question if this is really possible. Is this really real? Sometimes I wonder. And I have all of these worries. Like I'm making the animals do something that they don't want to do. Like I'm making this up. I don't feel that heat in my hands. I don't feel that tingling. So I must not be doing it right. I must not have connected with the animals. If I'm not feeling it, they're not feeling it. But I really want to feel it. And I really want it to work. This really matters to me. And I acknowledge how important this is to me. So even though I have all these doubts and fears, I'm choosing to accept and acknowledge that that's how I feel and I think. And I'm going to keep going. Because I'm open to the possibility that this is real, that I can do this, and that I can make a difference. I'm choosing to trust myself. I'm choosing to trust my teachers. I'm choosing to trust the animals and my guidance. I'm open to building my confidence gradually. I'm noticing how far I've come already from when I started. It's possible that I can choose to, I can continue to improve. I can also choose to improve. I'm open to the possibility that I just got in my own way mentally. And there's actually nothing wrong with me and the way I do Reiki and the whole thing. It's starting to feel safe for me to trust myself. I already know it's safe to trust the animals. And I'm open to trusting Reiki energy itself. And I'm choosing to love and accept myself exactly as I am. Right here, right now, in this moment. And I'm releasing all these doubts and worries and fears. And body, mind, and energy. Think about taking a deep breath. And just spreading that letting go throughout your whole energy field. I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. I am helping animals. This is real. And I'm doing it. And it's safe for me to keep going. I'm choosing to stick with it. And I'm open to improving and getting better and better at this every time. I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And then as you feel ready, just allow that tapping to come to completion. And we're going to take about 30 seconds to just close our eyes and allow that tapping to settle in. So hold yourself right there and just breathe for a moment. When you feel ready, you could open your eyes, and now I want you to look at your worksheet or your piece of paper, wherever you wrote down the affirmation. I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. And let's take a snapshot of where you are right now on a scale from 0 to 10 for how true that feels to you in this moment. So 0, it's not true at all. 10, it's couldn't be more true. Once you've got your rating, go ahead and close your eyes again. And I'm just going to watch the people who are on camera so I know where everybody's at. And we're going to move into a short guided meditation. So settle in again, close your eyes, and just feel your breath. flowing naturally in and out of your body. And imagine your breath flowing in and out through your heart. Slow your breathing down to 6 seconds per in-breath and 6 seconds per out-breath. Relax your tongue completely on the floor of your mouth. And as you breathe in and out through your heart, imagine the volume of space inside your feet, inside your hands, inside your whole body. Imagine the volume of space in the center of your head. Now, think of someone who makes you feel wonderful. And gently bring your awareness to your heart center and feel the unconditional love that is in your heart. Imagine your heart energy radiating out from your heart to send love and compassion to every single animal on the planet. Gently bring your awareness back to your heart center, back to your body. Notice what you notice about your experience in your body right now. And notice how safe it is to trust your Reiki abilities. As you feel comfortable, repeat these affirmations in your mind. I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. It's safe for me to trust myself. It's safe for me to trust the animals. It's safe for me to trust the process. I don't have to be perfect to be a healing presence. I am calm, grounded, and open to whatever unfolds. The animals receive exactly what they need through my loving presence. I am unattached to outcomes and simply open to the present moment. Breathe deeply into your lungs. Feel your body relaxing. And as you focus on the love that you have for all animals and all of life, notice how alive and vibrant you are. And as we move toward completion, feel how good it feels to be you, right here, right now, in this body, in this moment. You can take this feeling with you throughout the rest of your day. And with your next 3 breaths, gently bring your attention back into your body, into your environment, and into the present moment. With your 3rd breath, open your eyes, look around you, and notice what a wonderful world it is. Namaste. So take a moment. We're going to do our 3rd snapshot check-in. Rate yourself on the affirmation, I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. 0 to 10. Where are you right this moment? Once you have rated yourself for that 3rd time, we have one more process to go through, and this is 2 minutes of gratitude. So if you would like, you can put your hands over your heart center, you can close your eyes, whatever you would like to do, but think about what you are grateful for. And I'm just going to watch the clock, and I'm going to call you back in 120 seconds while you focus on the gratitude that you feel. As you feel ready, gently allow that gratitude to come to completion at your own pace. We'll do our final snapshot rating for the affirmation, I am a confident animal Reiki practitioner. So where are you right now with that? And then I'm going to give you another minute or two to also jot down any notes as a final reflection. There's a bunch of different places on the worksheet. If you have the worksheet, use whichever ones you want. Do it now, do it later. If you're just working on your own piece of paper, just take a moment to anchor for yourself in your awareness. Where were you when you started? What shifted for you? What were you surprised about? What did you learn or relearn about yourself? And what's possible for you now? Would anybody like a little bit more time for that? If you're still writing, keep writing. But I want to also fulfill my promise that we would have time to talk about things and answer questions that you might have after you had the experience of tapping. So I have one request for you before we go into an open Q&A, which is if you're willing to put in the chat your 4 numbers, I would be very curious to see how everybody's doing and what shifts may have happened. Noticing also that numbers can go up or down during this process, and it doesn't matter. There's not a right way, there's not a wrong way. Our goal is not to get to 10. Our goal is to understand ourselves better, to become more aligned, to create more open space within ourselves for that beautiful energy to flow through us.
I
So I'm
think
seeing, yeah, go ahead, Leah.
I think too for me, I'm pretty confident in my abilities, but I think for me what happened through that, which was really interesting, I love all these numbers that are coming in because
Mhm.
there were definitely some big jumps there, is that obviously there's always an underlying anxiety about what we're doing. We're not perfect. Oh, I'm not a 10. I know I'm not a 10. But through the tapping, through all of that process, I could just feel the stress and anxiety start to leave my body. And it was less about, I'm a capable or I'm an excellent animal Reiki practitioner, and more about just being, I don't know, it's hard to put into words. It's like, just being, right? Just knowing I'm good enough kind of thing. And it wasn't like that was the word that came up. Oh, I love Nora got tens, great. Um, it's more about just the incredible deep peace in my body that, so thank you so much for walking us through that whole session because I've done tapping and you do little sessions, but to get that real deep cellular level peace and calm, you kind of have to go through a longer. So I'm glad we have this recording so we can come back to it and do it
Mhm.
again and just use a different phrase. But like, I come into this from work, right? And I'm a little bit tense and just like everything is so peaceful. And so I'll stop talking so you can go back because thank you so much everyone for putting in your numbers. This is
Mhm.
great.
Yeah, thanks for all of that awareness and being able to articulate that so beautifully, Leah. I think that tapping is wonderful on its own in the moment. It's a wonderful practice in and of itself. It's whole and complete. And I really believe that there's a synergy that happens within our nervous systems when we put all of these pieces that individually are so effective, they become much more powerful when we put them together like this. And so that's why I wanted to share that complete process with everybody today. Um, and I want to say thank you also for all these numbers. They're awesome. I love their pretty much everybody is on a positive trajectory, which is great. Um, so if you yawned, if you burped, if you, I'm trying to think of the other common side effect. Yawning and burping are the two, those are energy releases. So it happens a lot that you'll find yourself yawning. A lot of people get tired after tapping or during tapping, and that is often because of that relaxation response. Your nervous system is finally feeling safe to let go and get off guard a little bit. Some people get energetic. I've led tapping workshops where people were like, I was up all night. I had so much energy. Usually I'm exhausted. I couldn't get to sleep and I did all these things. So there's a lot of ways that that shift can show up for different people. And Joyce says that she just felt more positive, which is always a plus. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So that's, yeah. Does anybody have any questions or comments or anything that you want to share? Any lessons that you learned, any ahas that you'd like to share with the group?
I like what Lynn said here. I've tried EFT before, but never rated how I felt. I didn't feel after doing EFT. I never continued using it. And I think that that goes back to what your whole process, Dr. Kara, right? You know, bringing in the meditative piece really helps to open, not only open yourself up, but for it to stay with you. You're in that really open space. So,
Yeah.
like,
I want to say one thing, and then Denny, if I'm pronouncing your name right, we'll go to you. But also, one of the reasons that we give this really objective number to how we're feeling is so that we have something to track. Because very often when we tap on things, we clear them so completely that we don't feel like we ever had them. So we're like, I don't know if that works. I don't feel, like I'm going to go climb Mount Everest. I don't feel that different. And we don't feel that different oftentimes. It can be very subtle, but having that subjective rating with that objective number helps us to track it. So we do notice these subtle differences. And that's part of what you guys all have the experience of. So, okay, we've got hands up. Denny, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Hi. It's
Hi.
Denis, but
Denny.
anything
Okay.
goes pretty much. So, um, I just thank you so much for this. I found in the tapping and the commentary that was going on, the thing, and it comes up for me over and over, um, allowing myself to be exactly where I am in the moment, however I might judge myself, just allowing, like not resisting it, not trying to push it down, which is a very powerful pattern that I tend to have and ties me up in all kinds of knots. So, just loving myself and having compassion for who I am. So thank you for that. That was, but for me personally, that's very key to remember.
Beautiful. You're super welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Dr. Janice.
Hi there. I did not rate anything by numbers
Okay.
and just wanted to put that out there because my brain doesn't think like that.
Awesome. So did you
Uh,
have a shift in your experience that wasn't numerical?
yeah, oh, absolutely. But as a longtime teacher, I was even one of these people in higher ed who didn't like rubrics
Hmm.
because I found them very subjective in terms of numbers. And so there was a definite shift there. Um, and it helped me a lot. And I just wanted to say that some of us can't put that in numbers, and
Yeah.
it's okay.
Absolutely.
It, it,
100%
and
okay.
and that's it. You know, it's
Yeah.
okay because it happened, and it was very helpful for what I'm doing. And thank you.
You're super, super welcome. And thank you for sharing that perspective because I think it is important to remember that we're all individuals. We're all going to experience things differently. And there's no right or wrong. There's no comparison of like they got this and I got that. Um, and we all process differently. And I think that our body knows. right? Like whether we put a number on it or not, our body knows. And if it's something that your body's like, I remember that, I want to do that again, then that's great. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. That happens sometimes too. Tapping is not for everybody. But thank you for bringing that perspective to us.
Thank you.
Deborah, hi.
Hi. I hope I don't start crying, but
Please
I,
start crying. That is like the biggest compliment you could ever give me.
yeah, my story part isn't though, but it really relaxed me and I really needed it because a rescue that's not good is trying to take away my two horses. And when they do this, and we've had them a long time, they will get rid of them and kill them.
Mm,
And that's what this rescue horse is doing. And I was just wondering if I could, doing this Reiki would help me calm down and just keep trusting that the horses will be safe.
yeah. Oh, my heart is with you. So one of the we did an affirmation today as kind of our anchor for the tapping. And in a situation like you're describing, the way I personally would approach it is to have an intention. And so, whatever your intention might be, like you could say, my intention is for a peaceful resolution of the situation, or my intention is to live out the rest of my natural, our natural days together as a family, you and your horses, whatever is really true in your heart. And then, whenever you have an experience that is not that, then you tap on whatever comes up. Does that make sense, Deborah?
Yes. Yeah.
So you really identify like what do you want, right? You want everybody to be safe.
Yeah.
You want everybody
I
to
want
be
to be able to keep them because
together.
they're healthy here. I've had them a long time.
Yeah. So if you start with that as your intention, I want everybody to be happy and healthy and safe together in our current home. Like you can be as specific as you would like.
Okay.
That's your intention. And so that's what you want to broadcast through out to the world, right? With your heart. Like that energy. And when you aren't in that space where that feels really true and like that's what you're broadcasting, when you're broadcasting from your heart fear and worry and doubt and powerlessness, then you just talk about what you're feeling. I do it while I'm driving the car, I do it while I'm on walking. My neighbors must think I'm the weirdest person because when I'm walking and I'm always tapping like this as I walk along with my dog in the morning. So whenever you're feeling anything other than your intention, tapping, it resets our nervous system. It clears those old patterns. It helps us be present in the moment. It helps us relax. And so you can navigate that incredibly challenging situation so much better from a place of not worried, right? Like from a place of power, from a place of groundedness. So that would be the approach I would take is create an intention and then tap on anything that comes up, just like we did today. Any yeah buts, any, objections, any except fors. And then they'll start to get cleared and you'll feel a little better. And then you get to do whatever you're doing. And then when you start to feel something again, tap. You can tap for 5 hours if you want to. You can tap 20 times a day for 3 seconds each, whatever you want to do, whatever supports you. But I think it's absolutely an incredible tool for you to have right now for that situation.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt I was to be on this really strong because of animals. I love
Yeah.
them so much.
Oh,
Yeah. Good luck. Thank you, Deborah. Sending light
Thank you.
to all of
Thank you
you.
from my heart.
You're super welcome. Lynn, over to you.
Hi, Dr. Kara. My question is, do you do tapping on animals? Do you
I do
do
tapping with animals. I don't personally do tapping on animals. Leah does. She's got an amazing
Oh, okay.
story.
Okay. Well, I've seen, well, here's why I asked because it was never like there's some people out there that again, I thought they meant, animal tapping as in doing it on them, but I don't really know. So that's why I
There are
asked.
some teachers. There are some
Oh,
teachers out there.
okay. Thank you. I was
Yeah,
just curious.
there
I did mine
absolutely
as a
are.
joke though. Like mine was like Kevin
No, yours
calls
was so
me.
awesome.
Because Mina's she's a miniature poodle and Chihuahua and Terrier. So she's very, and so she gets very keyed up if she hears something, because we're in an apartment. And so she hears something outside. So I was tapping on her, even though there's danger outside. And I would just do it on her, like her little eyebrow and everything. And my mother won't listen to me. I deeply love and appreciate myself. So I was doing that. But as I was doing it as a joke, she like kept wanting me to keep doing it. Now, it wasn't my words, it wasn't me trying to change her. It was the energy that we were bringing together, right? It was just very soothing for her to me to do this, and it was me validating her at the same time, right? So it wasn't so much like, oh, she needs tapping, because I think we're conscious about our pressure points, right? So again, like the placebo effect, animals just relate to energy and how that feels. So I think that for her, the reason she liked it wasn't so much because it's tapping that's working, it's the energy that was being created in that session with her, that I was validating that she sensed danger and she had every right to, and it was okay. And so yeah, that was kind of a fun thing. But I know there are people out there, aren't there, Dr. Kara, that teach like certain points on animals that you can do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like what I call tandem tapping, which is a three-part system for tapping for you and the animal, whoever you're
Mm.
working with, either the animal in your family or wildlife or whatever. And so the first part is tapping for yourself, like we just did. Tap for yourself about the situation. My dogs used to bark at the front door, and it used to make me just so tense. And I felt like such a failure as an animal communicator because I had dogs barking at the front door. And so I tapped on that. This is so embarrassing. I should be able to do better. And then I tapped as if I was them. So surrogate tapping. So a
Mm,
lot of Reiki practitioners, level 2, you do surrogate Reiki, right? You do for somebody else. So I would tap on myself as if I was them. Somebody's knocking on the door and I got to protect everybody and I don't know who's there and it makes me so worried and I don't know if my people can handle it. And so I tapped as if I was them, surrogate tapping. And then part 3 is to tap. We can handle this together. We're a team. And I
mm.
really came in to thank you for alerting me for somebody at the door. Now I'm in charge. I can take care of this. And this is our new way of our new system for somebody at the door. That was about 8 years ago. And that's what happens now is somebody will come to the door. There will be a couple barks. I'll say, okay, I've got it. They'll stop barking. And then I can even open the door. Like I couldn't used to be able to open the door. So I plan to have a video coming out with just that process coming out soon. So if you're on my mailing list, you'll get that. I do have an older version of that on my YouTube channel that walks through those 3 steps. And I'm not sure which one it's called right
Okay.
now, but I can get that information to Leah that maybe she could send it out with the
Yeah,
replay
definitely.
or something.
You also have on your website, you have, which I shared in the email announcing this, but you also have videos on EFT as well. I don't know if you wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I do have probably on my blog, like I don't know, my website, it's a whole thing, you guys. So I just like it, whatever. So I mostly just point people to my YouTube channel, but I have a EFT for dogs who are anxious on the leash. I have EFT for lost pets. I literally get an email every month from somebody who taps on their pet being lost because they found them while they were tapping, or that the tapping, somebody called them and said, I have your pet or whatever. It's freaking amazing. Um, and so I have the 3-part, like just this is how you do it. I think that one's for behavioral issues. And then I have pet loss grief. I have a tapping video
Thank
for
you.
that.
That's helpful. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
there's lots out there, and there are other people, there's tons of EFT practitioners. There's also other animal communicators who do EFT. And I don't have a big library yet, but I do have a book halfway written about it. So someday I'll get back to it. And I'm actually thinking about offering a 4-week class for anybody who wants to learn how to do that tandem tapping with for themselves and the animals in their family. And that's probably coming up probably in the new year, I would guess. I don't know, maybe sooner, who knows. Cindy says, how do I get on your mailing list? It seems like a straightforward question, except for my website is so freaking screwy. Since you registered for this, Leah will share everybody's contact info with me. So I, with your permission, will add you to my email list. So you can always unsubscribe whenever you want. That's totally cool. But I'll add everybody who showed up today and hopefully have some good, interesting stuff for you.
I do want to share Monica just really quickly. I know we're running out of time, but I do want to share what Monica posted here. She said, even though I'm not confident during EFT, I remembered a situation from a few days ago when a dog was adopted from their shelter and they escaped from her foster home in another country and they couldn't catch her. And Monica is sure that her session and invitation for her to feel safe and loved was a turning point. And the next morning they were able to catch her. And she's 100% sure that the dog felt her invitation and felt safe surrender. And this made her more confident in a second. And she said, thank you, Dr. Cara, for this. So I love that so much because, we forget that we do have more power than we think, just like what you were talking to, was it Deborah about the horses, like positive energy, positive thoughts, and using tapping to help build that within you. Because I think that that's really one of the biggest challenges for us as animal communicators and animal Reiki practitioners is really letting go of that fear and that anxiety. And we can't help it sometimes, but bring it into the session. Whereas a beautiful session like this before we go into it helps release that and lets us tap into that pure energetic bond where there is no worry.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Leah. Just doing 3 rounds of tapping before Reiki is a game changer. Like 3 rounds, try it, you'll love it. It's amazing. I teach my animal communication students how to do that. We tap before all our practices together, and it really does shift us just enough out of fight or flight over into the parasympathetic, which is just such a great way to be receptive, to be open, to be that healing presence, to allow things to flow and to be in the present moment.
And
Leah, go ahead.
there, just really quickly, Pat says, when tapping, I feel I'm in a safe place to feel anger or sadness to come up and be curious about what unmet needs they come from, where the lack of confidence come from. I love that. I feel that so deeply in my heart, Pat. Thank you for sharing that. Because it is true, you feel safe to explore where is this coming from. I love that so much. I have to make a note about that.
I had a thought,
Yeah.
if it's okay. I know we're getting close to time here, we're over time. But I've been tapping since before it was called tapping. And I came up with these little terms for my dog and my cat. And it was ear rubby dubbies and jaw rubby dubbies and tappy tappy tappies. And then I do this thing called a tail sweep, where I go from the head all the way to the tail, and then I sweep down, and then I tappy 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 tappy. And so and then there's belly rubs and all those sorts of things. And so I'm really glad to see that this is getting some recognition, because I felt like we really didn't have a name for it before, previously, but they tune into all that stuff, and just even like when you take their little skin at the top and you go and you make these sounds. Sounds crazy, but they love it. And all my animals, that's what we do first thing in the morning. We do our little massage sessions and our little, what now is being termed tapping and things like that. And it's just so powerful and it's so loving. And they respond to it and it helps them ward off illness and stress and all those sorts of things. So I'm just really grateful for you bringing this forward.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess
We're
that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Dr. Janice. Yes, we are so lucky and blessed to have Dr. Cara in our community. I love this so much. It makes me emotional, and again, it's like Dr. Cara said, it might resonate, it might not. That's okay. We're just here to bring you all different ways to bring yourself into balance and have that deeper connection with animals. And Dr. Cara, you were going to say something before I interrupted to share Pat's remark.
No, thank you. I just want to say thank you for inviting me. Like this is one of my favorite topics of all time. So to be able to share this with everybody and to have it be received is so wonderful. And that Leah, you thought of me when people started asking about tapping. I'm just really, really grateful. I did just start a tapping circle once a month, and so I put the link in the chat if anybody's interested in joining that. It's designed for animal communicators because that's my primary gig, but I think there's so much amazing overlap between animal communicators and animal Reiki practitioners. And it's not about animal communication all the time, it's about what comes up, that gap, right, between that affirmation where you're at and where it's 100%. So next month, our theme is enough. So feeling like you're enough, being enough, I'm trained enough, I'm talented enough, I'm good enough. So we'll be working through with this same process, this sacred embodiment system with an affirmation and really working through those misunderstandings that we have inside of ourselves, that we're not enough, that there's something missing. So I just want to invite everybody to join that. If you're interested, you can join as an ongoing thing, or you can just try it out, for 1 month and see if you like it. What, Leah?
When is that? When do you have those sessions?
It's it's the same time as this. So, we do
That's
have a
okay.
replay,
That's
but it's the
okay.
second Wednesday of each month at
Okay,
12
well, it's
noon
only
Pacific
one
time.
Wednesday, so second Wednesday of the month at noon.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's okay. We can be competing. People will
we're
get
not competing
exactly. There is no competition. That's exactly
ever.
right. And you get what you need. And if you feel like going, and we both record, so you
Yeah,
miss out on nothing, right?
yes.
And I love that. And I love that there's support. And I'm so grateful that you gave up your time today to do this, Dr. Kara, because as you can see from all the comments and from the people, and we had a huge turnout today. We had 60 people, and you can tell like this is a piece that people were very interested in. So excited for your book. And don't forget, she's got YouTube on her website. And then, of course, you have this beautiful recording. So grateful for this. And then also, like Dr. Kara said, since you registered for this, you she will get the list. She'll send you an email and you can join her mailing list from there. But if there's other topics when you go to visit her website, if there's other topics you want to bring Dr. Kara back for, please let us know. She is coming back. I'm so excited at the end of October to talk to us about chakras and animals. And that's going to be in fact, we need to start talking about that now because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people that are interested in that topic. And Dr. Kara has a wonderful book on this as well. So, yay!
Yay, we get to do this again. Part 2. Woohoo.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you,
thank you
everybody.
all. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you again, Dr. Kara, and thank you all to this beautiful community. And for those of you who are animal communicators and might be new to this community, thank you so much for joining us. we welcome you because as you can see, it's not just animal Reiki, kind of like Dr. Kara was saying about her tapping. We all intersect, and it's just a way of getting information to you and tools so that you can have the best possible connection with animals. And when we have the best possible connection with animals, we elevate all of us, and that's how we can change our world. So thank you all so much. Thank you so much for all the nice comments, and thank you for contributing in the chat. And even though we didn't get to it maybe out loud, I do read these, and we do save them, and Dr. Kara does get the chat, so she is going to see everybody's comments. So we really appreciate you contributing. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Bye. Bye, Dr. Kara. Thank you.
Bye.